Hey guys, happy Thursday. I just wanted to get on here and do this before I take my nap for the day. I have to work tonight. Let me find my spot. There we go. So I wanted to touch on another piece of the puzzle for why people feel so drained a lot of the time or more than they would like to. So what does overcommitting and people who drain you and activities that drain you and foods that drain you, like what do all those have in common? It's the common denominator in all of those things is you and your lack of boundaries. Okay. So maybe you are somebody who says yes to too many things. Some of my clients I've been working with, they are like, I guess what's the word? They're in like accounting, or they're high up in their firm, or they're high up in the ladder, and they just feel like they are the ones who do it the best, and they don't want to pass whatever it is down to somebody else because they like the way they do it because they do it best. Does that make sense? And they are constantly doing things like that. They're constantly adding on all kinds of crap to their plate that they don't need to have on there. So by the end of the day, they have done everything that everyone else has asked of them and nothing that they wanted to do for themselves. So if that resonates with you, let me know. Say me. Also say hi if you're here. I love it when you guys say hi. Another thing would be like if you're somebody, if maybe you say yes to too many things because that's what you were taught to do, that's the expectation. Or maybe you have a yes mentality, kind of like the movie Yes Man, where he's just constantly saying yes to absolutely everything that comes his way because you personally know what it feels like to be let down, and you don't want that other person to be let down because it hurts when people let you down. It's painful. But when you're doing that, ultimately, who is the one getting let down? You're the one getting let down. You're letting yourself down because you're putting yourself on the back burner while you're doing all this other crap for everybody else except for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope so. Maybe something else that comes up with this is like maybe you're somebody who maybe you are one of those people who spends your time doing things for everybody else because, like I said, you were taught to do that. That is the expectation. And, when you are constantly doing that on repeat over and over and over again, of course you're going to be exhausted by the end of the day. And obviously, you don't want to do what you feel like are your priorities for you, and you go to sleep again having nothing accomplished that you wanted to get done that's been on your list of things to do for like over a month. I know I've been there, and it freaking sucks. You go to bed and you're like, oh my God, I still didn't get this thing or that thing done or that thing done. And it's like, tomorrow it'll be different. What's going to be different if you're still going to be saying yes to everybody else except for you? Nothing's going to be different. So boundaries go further than, yeses and nos. You set boundaries in your relationships with others and the people you spend your time around, in your work life, in your home life, with the people that I think my husband's here. The people that you spend your time around, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with food. So why is it so freaking hard to set boundaries? It's because obviously you value relationships. We all do. You value learning and going above and beyond and just doing it better than somebody else. And you love doing it yourself because you can get the job done exactly how you want it to be done. And maybe you also value quantity over quality. If you look at the relationships in your life, how many of them are actual relationships that you feel good about? Like, are they people that drain you when you hang out with them, or are they people who lift you up and make you feel that much better about yourself and your life and everything that you're accomplishing? Like, do they celebrate you? Things like that. Or maybe it's because you put yourself in those situations because you want to fix other people's problems because it's easier to deal with other people's shit than your own, because your stuff is just too close to you and it's easier to point out things to other people than it is to take your own advice. And maybe you also just want to be seen as the most valuable person in the room. That's a really common one. It's like, I'm going to take on everybody else's problems so that people feel like they can confide in me because, you know, I'm just that awesome and they feel like they can come talk to me. So I'm seen as valuable in that aspect. Does that make sense? Or maybe you just have a fear of missing out. You know, what is it, FOMO? Is that what they say? Fear of missing out. Maybe you have that. That's a real thing for a lot of people. It's like, what if I don't do this? What if I don't take charge of this? What if I don't take it on and then I miss out on these other opportunities or these possibilities, or I miss out on X, Y, or Z? It's like, okay, what if you don't? And then what if you actually get your shit done for you? Ah. So it's not your fault that you were programmed to think and behave this way. It really isn't. It takes a lot of work and a lot of courage and being brave and being bold to go against what we've been taught as we grow up. Like in society, it's like the normal thing is to, you know, we should be doing all these other things and putting everybody else first before ourselves, especially as women. It's like we've been conditioned to nurture others and take care of others and manage other people's emotions and their feelings, but we can't even manage our own. Like, what the fuck is with that? That doesn't even make sense. But that's what's expected. So what if you actually were to look at your life and ask yourself where you can set new boundaries, or maybe where you can set stronger boundaries, like really firm boundaries, or maybe just experiment with it a little bit. Like, where in your life could you do that? And just think, like, if you were to set some boundaries like this for yourself, where you were empowering yourself and giving yourself room and space to grow and expand, think of how much time that would free up in your day. If you just cleared off all the bullshit tasks, or not even all of them, what if you just cleared off, you know, a handful of them? How much time would that free up in your calendar? You know, you wouldn't be obligated to do those things that you're obligated to do, because it's not your responsibility to do those things. You're just doing it to make somebody else happy. So how much time would you have if you just got rid of all the bullshit? Think of how much happier you would be if you cleared off all the crap that you don't need to do. You know, I remember when I first started doing this, it was like, holy shit. It's like, I felt like, you know, I always say how people pride themselves on the busier they are. It's like, yeah, people really do. It's like people think that there's like it's bad to have time for yourself, or it's bad to actually fucking sit back and relax a little bit. No, it's not. Think of how much healthier you would be if you would actually relax a little bit. Your body, you know, just a side note, your body cannot digest food if you are constantly stressed out. So it's like, no wonder you feel like shit. No wonder you're gaining weight. No wonder you eat the way you do, because you're fucking stressed out all the time, because you're doing all this other shit you don't need to do. So frustrating. So yeah, like, let's take it a step further. Like, if you'd be that much happier for yourself and for other people, like, you could actually celebrate yourself a little bit. And imagine all the healthy relationships that you would have, because they were empowering you and energizing you, and they didn't feel like they were sucking the life out of you every time you were around those people. Wouldn't that be awesome in itself? Oh my gosh. And just imagine for a minute if you were actually validating yourself, like you validating you instead of seeking it from others. I can think of so many people who take on all this extra shit just because they want somebody to tell them they did a good job, because they can't see that they're doing a good job for the things that they're managing in their own life. It's like they have to seek validation from outside sources. So, you know, what if you were able to do that for yourself? Think of how much, what would the possibilities would be freaking endless if you could actually do that and get to a place where you could do that. Like, oh my God. Oh, freaking love this subject. So this is just literally like one more piece of the puzzle in creating your happy and healthy life. And that's exactly what we're doing in my 12-week program. We put our finger on the actual bullshit that's causing you all this pain and keeping you in this same loop over and over and over, like day after day after day. Like, we put our finger on it and then we fucking clear it off and we take care of it. We don't brush it under the rug. We actually, you know, pull the rug up like, look under there. Look at all this shit that's been swept under here over all the years. Maybe so we should clean that shit up. Think just like, what could be possible if you actually took care of the stuff hiding under the surface? Like, so much stuff, like so much, just like little explosions going off everywhere. Just imagine what that could be like. Imagine what that could feel like, and the experiences you could have in your life if you could, like, if you were committed to doing that. That would be so freaking awesome and epic. Ah! So, you know, and this isn't about doing stupid little, I don't know why that's the word that came to mind, like little bitty things. I mean, it is and it isn't. We're doing things that are setting you up for a lifetime of success, not something that's just going to be, oh, I can do this for 2 or 3 weeks. Like, no, this is 12 weeks for a fucking reason. 12 weeks is, you know, it takes 21 days to build to rewire your brain and to build in new habits and to change how you're being. So imagine what 12 weeks could do of having somebody who's actually like guiding you and pulling you through the weeds when you feel like you're getting all tangled and you're feeling like a hot mess. Like, what would it be like if you actually had somebody who's been there and knows what it's like and knows how to pull you through that shit? Like, you would make your own path, and it would be so freaking beautiful and exciting. That would be so awesome. So just imagine what that could be like. And, you know, we learn from experiencing this kind of stuff for ourselves. We don't, you know, it's one thing to, you know, read books and to listen to free webinars and free trainings and podcasts. It's one thing to sit here and listen to my Facebook Lives like right now. It's one thing to hear it. It's another thing to actually implement what I'm talking about and to implement what you read in a book or what you learned on the podcast or the webinar. It's one thing to learn it and hear it. It's a completely other thing to implement it. That's another skill. It's like, at what point are you going to actually implement the stuff you're learning? You know, people always say they want to change or they want to do this for themselves or they want to do that, but they don't implement anything. They don't take action. They just listen to it, and then they take in all this freaking information, and of course you're like overwhelmed. Of course you're going to be overwhelmed because you don't know where to start because you have so much shit in your head. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Where do you start? I don't know. You tell me. That's what I'm here for. Let's figure it out together, guys. So this is the work. It is your work, and it's about actually owning your work, because like I say all the time, it looks different for you and me and everybody else. And you actually committing to taking action for 12 weeks with me guiding you and pulling you through all the bullshit, that is so invaluable. And you know, that is something that I can't even explain how valuable that is. You know, that's why I have my own mentors and my own coaches, because I know what it feels like to do it alone, and it fucking sucks. And then you get lost and you get in your head, and then you're a hot mess and you're like, oh my God, and then you're crying in your bedroom or like drinking too much wine. It's like, it's so much better when you have somebody doing it with you. So early bird pricing ends this coming Monday, September 9th at 11:59 p.m. And if I was you, I would seriously take advantage of this, because this is easily a $5,000 program. You fucking heard me. It's easily a $5,000 program. And I would pay for that. I mean, I have paid so much more than that to bring this level of work to you guys. This is not about, you know, a quick fix or the magic pill, like I say all the time. This is lifelong, like life-changing stuff for you guys, that you are actually learning and implementing skills into your life so that you know how to navigate, you know, years down the road from now. That's what this is. So of course, yeah, it's worth $5,000. It's fucking worth more than $5,000. But I love you guys, and I have the early bird pricing going on, which is less than half of that. Less than half of that. Take advantage of that while you can. So that ends Monday, 11:59 p.m. Central Time. So if that's resonating with you, then freaking go book your spot. I have a limited amount of time. I work night shift. I'm about to go to work. I need to go to sleep so I can get ready for work. So just really tune in with yourself and ask yourself, you know, what needs to change in order for you to do this for yourself? Like, what actually would need to be in place for you to commit to yourself like that for 12 weeks? You know, that's 12 weeks of just you and me time once a week. That's what it is. It's not like every single day for 12 weeks. It is once a week. We create a plan, and then we work through all the shit that comes up between, you know, point A and point B, and then you have a clear fucking plan of what to do. So if a situation comes up, you know how to actually handle it and get past the roadblock that comes up. Does that make sense? Okay, I hope it makes sense. If you're feeling tension around this right now and it's like, ooh, that sounds interesting, I want to do that, good, feel the tension. That means you're on the right path, okay? So take advantage of this. Early bird ends Monday night, the 9th. And something else that keeps popping up for me a lot lately is saying that, I think it's the Einstein quote, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Where in your life are you doing that? You know, you will never have a different experience if in your life or in, you know, wherever, you will never have a different experience if you're not willing to do something different. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go take a nap. Have an awesome day. Happy Thursday again. And I will see you all later. Bye.